Welcome to Go Team Score Points, a podcast that started because the news is a lot and maybe learning about sports would be nice. In today's episode, we go over some current events and the Nuggets-Oklahoma City game. It's our best episode yet.
Weirdest game of the year.
I was excited to watch it. This just shows me like how much I still have to learn about the NBA because I was excited to watch it. And then I saw the score and was like, wow, the Nuggets really wow, this is a big deal. And then I told August and he was like, oh, that game doesn't, nobody's playing. That game doesn't matter. I was like, oh, nobody. It was like the Denver G League team again, the Grand Rapids Nuggets or whatever. Yeah. Current events. I just have that poor Ja Morant, or maybe not. Listen, what I've learned is last week when I talked about Bones Highland, I realized that I'm such a sucker for the media training or the PR team or whatever. So that brings us to poor Ja Morant.
Yeah.
So Ja Morant, they were giving out jerseys and everybody was given a jersey to give to a fan except Ja Morant. So was he just standing there wah, wah?
He's not playing right now. I don't think he's, I don't think he's.
He needs to find a new place that appreciates him.
Yeah. He might need to earn some appreciation in a new place. It's not great.
Tell me more about that. Do you know more about this?
Now, Grizzlies had last summer, they had this guy, Jaren Jackson Jr., who's one of the best defensive players in the league. And I think he might have won Defensive Player of the Year a few years ago. And then they had this guy, Desmond Bane, and then Ja Morant, these three very good players. At least two of them, Ja and Jaren Jackson, are all-star level players. And now Jaren Jackson's been traded to the Jazz, and Desmond Bane last offseason got traded to the Magic. So we're 12 months removed from this really good. So they can't seem to get rid of Ja Morant. No one will take him. You know what I mean? It's he's owed a lot of money over the next 2 years. So in order for them to get him out of the building, they would need to attach other stuff to him, like good draft picks, good cheap players, or things like that. So they go from having this guy who was set up to be one of the best speed players in the league to this distressed asset they can't move off of. He just seems to have lost. I mean, he's been hurt, so maybe he'll be back to his old athletic stuff, but he seems to have lost just a tiny little bit of athleticism, and without that, he's all of a sudden a very, very average.
Oh, no.
Player.
You can't have that. You can't have an attitude, I think, if you're average.
Yeah, exactly. Any other current events?
No.
What else? Oh, do you know that Joel Embiid had an emergency appendectomy?
Okay, so I saw that in your list of things and I Googled it this morning and saw that it was 2 days ago. And I laughed. I was like, this guy can't catch a break. That's not even a basketball injury.
He has had knee tendonitis and things that you would expect for a 7 foot. He's also had fractured ocular bones and the appendectomy and some injuries that just don't really make sense.
He's got a punch card at the hospital. He's like, oh, I get a free smoothie from the cafeteria after one more.
So yeah, it's just cursed.
Yeah.
But I think it seemed weirdly specific, but I heard that the recovery, they usually do it's 18 days before he might be ready, which seems very random. That number is that specific.
That surprises me.
That it would be
that long, because now it's laparoscopic.
It's getting your
teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Yeah. That does seem a little bit long, but I don't know. And weirdly, also, Cade Cunningham came back.
Oh yeah, good.
Collapsed lung. They played someone terrible, and he played fine. I think. I still go back to collapsed lung. It's just a really dramatic name. And so he's back, which is interesting. They were really good when he was gone. The reason I said that is I don't think Embiid's going to play the first round of play.
We'll see what happens because he misses a lot of games, and the 76ers win sometimes without him.
Sometimes, and Paul George has been great. All right, I think that's all I have for current events.
Great. Same.
Can't wait to see what happens next week.
Can't wait to see what happens next week.
That's gonna happen.
Actually, for real this time. All right. Do you want to hear about the game I watched?
Really do.
Okay. I watched half a game. I watched the Nuggets play Oklahoma City Thunder in Denver. It was sold out. They said that this was their 158th straight sellout home game. And it was fan appreciation night. I watched the Nuggets speed. I wanted to see Chris Marlowe and Scott Hastings, and Katie Winju was the sideline reporter. Here's what my notes say. I was excited to watch the Nuggets OKC game, thinking it would be consequential. Then watched the highlights and saw that the Nuggets crushed them, but also they were two-way players, ? Weird. Then I told August I was going to watch it, and he was like, oh, that game doesn't matter. Everyone is injured. Denver was coming off of a 10-game winning streak, and they won this one. Math. 11 games in a row. All the starters were there, but none of them were playing. Their typical starters were all there, but sitting on the bench. Well, Bruce Brown was there. The starting lineup was Tyus Jones. This is his first start as a Nugget. Julian Strother, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Jonas Valanciunas. And what I thought was interesting is, so I've watched a lot of when they announce the players and they come in, and usually they play music and they run in. This time reminded me more of baseball, because in baseball, when somebody comes out to bat, At least when you're at a game, because I've never watched a baseball game on TV, only in real life. When the batter comes out, they play like whatever music they've chosen.
Yeah.
And this was how it was for the Nuggets at this game.
Did Bruce Brown have like
country music?
What I'm wondering is like, did this game have potential ramifications for the Nuggets?
Oh, going into it, I thought that it was going to, but I don't know if it actually ended up having influencing where they'll go next.
This is after this game that you watch, but the Nuggets are currently the 3 seed. So basically, like if the Nuggets win their last game, which is against the Spurs, if they win that game, they are the 3 seed. If they lose their last game and the Lakers win their last game, the Lakers are the 3 seed. So that's a little bit interesting because this game did for the Nuggets. Like if the Nuggets had lost this game.
So they must have really done the statistics about who was on the injury report for the Thunder.
Or decided they would rather play the Rockets than the Timberwolves. So they would rather than the 3 seed.
Oh, interesting.
Because that's what we were talking about. Like the Thunder really didn't play very many people in this game. Right. A lot of their people were not.
Right. So they had 10 people missing. Their starting lineup was Nikola Topic. This was his first NBA start ever.
Cool.
Aaron Wiggins, Brandon Carlson, who's a two-way player, Lu Dort, and Jared McCain. The floor had the classic Nuggets rainbow logo. So great. Okay, quarter one. So I watched 2 quarters, quarter 1 and quarter 2. Valanciunas had a really good first half. Like I feel like he's I was going to say like he's the best of these 5 on the Nuggets, but that's not true.
Yeah.
They're all really good.
Yeah.
Jared McCain gets a 3. There's a timeout called at some point, and they show this interview they did with Aaron Gordon where he said that Tim Hardaway Jr. texted him before he signed with the Nuggets, asking him like, what's it like there? How is it?
Oh, cool.
Do you recommend it? And he said that Denver's all right. And he said they're friends, that they clicked right away. I love that.
Tim Hardaway Jr. and
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Then I saw Goldbug in the crowd. Yep. He was on because he comes up later. So everyone boos when Lu Dort has the ball.
Yeah.
More about that later. Tyus Jones gets a 3 and then the Nuggets are up by 8. So then there's this guy, Roddy, and he scores a 3. And I was like, who is this person who I've never heard of on the team?
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you about him in our next episode. David Roddy. It's his 4th NBA season, but his 6th team in 3 years. I'm going to go over the timeline. So that's all I have about quarter 1.
Okay.
Then in quarter 2, Curtis Jones scores his first points in Ball Arena. So then David Roddy, he's like got the ball, and Lu Dort comes up and like lands on his face. His arm, this part, lands right on his nose. They said he got clobbered in the face.
Yeah.
He got a bloody nose. It looked so painful. Like he just stops and is like, can't do anything. And then goes over to the bench, like can't let go of his nose. Then Goldbug steps in, shoves stuff up there. So he was on the bench for a while, and Adelman was really mad about the whole play.
Yeah.
That he thought it should be a foul, which they reviewed it, and it was a natural play on the basketball common foul.
Yep.
So the announcers agree on that on principle, but they're like pretty skeptical.
Right. And Lu Dort's not a favorite in Denver anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Lu Dort did not score in the first half. Yeah, take that, Lu Dort. At halftime, the Nuggets were up 59-51. I took a really nice nap at that point. Then quarter 3, Lu Dort finally scores, and then I turned the game off.
Yeah.
Because I had stuff to do. Nuggets won. What more can I get out of this? Nothing. Okay, it's time for shit the announcer said. Okay, so it was Scott Hastings and Chris Marlowe. Old friends by now, my old friend, and Katie Winchie. Yeah. They said it's a great opportunity for everyone out there tonight. They were all talking about like how people got the opportunity to play in an NBA game. Valanciunas, when he was having a really good game, when he got a 3-point shot, they called him the launching Lithuanian. Okay. Here's something they said that I have a question about. They said, with the bench guys playing, at least some of them, you have to worry about conditioning. Are they used to playing 8, 10, 12 minutes straight in a row? Like, I get that they're not used to playing in an NBA game, but they are practicing with the team, right?
I wonder about this all the time.
Oh,
it's a really good question. That like, is the best conditioned person on your team necessarily the person who plays the most? Like, because the Celtics will have guys like this guy Jordan Walsh for the Celtics, who played a lot at the beginning of the season and then like fell out of the rotation. I don't know what the reason was, but I was thinking of, like, in terms of getting ready and being in shape, how much of that is actually playing in games,
right?
And how much of that is like you do your cardio or what, you know?
I mean, they play. I'm sure they go to practice every single day. They do the same workouts as the rest of the team. They play scrimmages probably.
Yeah.
They have shooting coaches.
So the thing that I don't think I know I know that I don't know is how often are they actually practicing? I think in the course of the season, it might be actually a really small amount of practices.
Wait, who?
The teams.
Really?
Like, I don't think I think they're managing like little injuries, and I don't
Oh, so you think it's more like small groups or one-on-one?
you like work with individual coaches on
Yeah.
shooting and stuff like that. But I think in the course of the season,
Wow.
like the teams getting together and playing a 5-on-5 scrimmage would be just about never. I don't think that happens.
I feel like we should be keeping a list of all these questions we have for an NBA player for when we actually get an NBA player on the show. And
That would be a good idea.
that's a question.
How many years away do you think that is? What's the over-under?
10?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. But you're right. I would be very, very curious about that.
Yeah.
So your question's a good one. I don't have an answer to that. Like why are these guys and what in shape enough to
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. And that wasn't technically my question. That was technically Chris Marlowe's question
Well,
or Scott Hastings, one of them.
Your follow-up.
My follow-up. Yeah.
Anybody. So it's good.
So then one of them says, there's a history with Lou and Denver, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the other one says, there's a history with Lou and everyone.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so everyone hates him. And then later they say, they're not chanting Lou, folks, because every time he had the ball, people were booing him.
Yeah.
And I did wonder if they were saying Lou.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
For home teams.
Right. No, this was actually booing him.
Cool.
Then they say when Hardaway tried to get a 3 and it like didn't go all the way in, and Valanciunas just like jumped up and tapped it in. And they said, there's another big tipper in town, and his name is Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, big tipper. That's funny.
Big tipper.
I like that.
That's all I have about the announcers. Usually they say something where I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But maybe that was in the second half.
I was just going to say, I think maybe the theme is not so much that these announcers are good, it's that you can tolerate maybe a half worth of announcers before correcting it.
Well, they didn't say anything like birdie num num. Yeah. Which they have said a lot.
Yeah.
They got to be close to retirement age.
Yeah, I think someone who has my favorite basketball podcast, other than this one, was talking about how they love Katie Witchy. She will be the replacement for her.
Well,
yeah,
because she already does some nights. She's in there every once in a while. It'll be her and Scott Hastings, or her and Chris Marlowe.
The Celtics did an all-female broadcast the other night. It was not Jordan Scal, didn't do the game. It was Abby Chin.
Oh,
was at the table.
Love her.
They had a different play-by-play person, and I didn't know these people that had like the announcers or whatever.
Right.
I had never heard of the others. That job, like she does heavier lifting, Abby Chin, than what I remember for sideline reporters. I hadn't watched the NBA for 20 years before we started.
Yeah.
And it used to just be like, Phil Jackson says they need to focus on rebounding in the second half. Back to you. Abby Chen will do like a report like that. With either some story about the day off or about what's happening.
Right.
But also it's long enough where she's doing some play-by-play while she's sharing that story.
Wow.
She'll be like, the Celtics did a charity event in Dorchester yesterday, like as Sam Hauser knocks down a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little more of a job. She's good. So I like her. I was wondering, because I think they talked about how Katie Wingy, I think she played at like a relatively high level.
Great. We could learn about her.
Yeah, like where she played and what her background is. So.
On it. Great. This podcast just writes itself.
It does. It does. But that's all they said.
Yeah.
I love it. Is it time for MVP?
It is.
Okay, tell me about your MVP. You're excited about this.
Let me paint a picture.
Yeah, go.
It's fan appreciation night. So Scott Hastings, Chris Marlowe, and Katie Wingy are like this is before the game starts. They are in the stands before. I don't know how they got these people, if these are just randos or what. I don't think the rest of the stands were full. It was just, so they're like doing this whole intro thing about the game and fan night and all kinds of things. And the people next to them are like they're part of a conversation. And then the people in the front row, like they can hear them talking, but can't like turn around. They just have to like stare straight ahead for a really long time. And I say good for those people. That was hard.
Enduring the awkwardness of
of just being like, I'm on camera, but not part of this conversation, but not part of it.
Right.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
So good job.
Let's go all these two-way players from the MVP that like got some run.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good for them.
Yeah. LVP?
Lu Dort.
Lu Dort.
Easy.
I agree. I think he's bordering on like probably going to hurt someone in a serious way. He's looks like a linebacker. He's so strong and also dangerous. So
is it intentional, or he just like has poor control of his gross motor skills? Okay.
I think it's pretty intentional. Yeah.
Okay.
It's aggressive. Which one?
I learned that the regular season is basically over.
Right.
Almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think it's going to double duty, but I think maybe what I learned is that the Nuggets might rather be the 4 seed than the 3 seed.
Oh.
That I can't understand why they wouldn't have played everyone in this game. unless that's true. And that's also my most confusing part.
Oh, okay.
Why? What's up with that? I mean, I guess there's the answer would be they'd rather play the Rockets than the Timberwolves, but it was risky.
My most confusing part, it's not really confusing, it's more of a curiosity, is like, where is Valanciunas going with this beard? It's like becoming like on the way to ZZ Top. Like it's going out.
Are you actually asking me?
No.
Being a Valanciunas about my beard?
No. But also, yes.
While we're on the subject,
this is the longest you've had a beard in quite a while.
Yeah, it's fine. Every time I do it, I'm like, this is probably the last time. So I don't want to. The last time I shaved was before I went to Bali.
Whoa.
I know. I don't know where it's going. It's really fun to have crazy facial hair to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, so you just let it go until
ZZ Top.
Yeah, you and Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
okay.
It's not confusing. I'm just wondering where. Yeah, like what's going to happen.
Well, maybe he's our first guest.
That would be great. Come on anytime.
Anytime. Open invite. Did you do it?
Yeah, we did it.
Good job.
Good job. Thank you for listening to Go Team Score Points. Today's episode was edited by Irish. You can reach us at goteamscorepoints@gmail.com. Join us later this week when we learn about player David Roddy and play a game. See you then.